Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Independence Day. Happy 4th of July. This is game number 11 of the 2020 Hayes Larks season. On the mound for the Pirates is Cameron Manzanares. Leading off for Hayes is Grant Lung. Grant Lung, the second baseman, getting his second look at Manzanares this season. First pitch clocks in at 2:35 p.m. Mountain Time here outside of Denver. Lung takes one outside. On deck is Matt Cavanaugh in the hole, Wyatt Divis for the Larks. Manzanares delivers. Lung grounds it to LaBarber at first base. Has some trouble with it, and he'll be aboard with a base hit. Runner on first with nobody out in the top of the first. Now to Matt Cavanaugh. Cavanaugh yesterday was batting in the 2-hole just like today, starting at shortstop. Went 1 for 5 with a strikeout. Larks lost yesterday 7-9 against the Colorado Sox. They look to bounce back here. They're 6-4 on the season on a 3-game losing streak. Lung takes off. Cavanaugh fouls it to the backstop. We'll go 0-1 and Lung will retreat to first base. Manzanares pitched against the Larks last Tuesday. And he went 2 innings, allowed 5 hits, struck out 2, no runs. 3 earned runs. Manzanares, a right-hander with a short frame. He'll go from the stretch to the righty shortstop, but not before checking over at Lung at first base. Grants it back in there in time, sliding head first. Larks look patriotic here on 4th of July with their blue jerseys with the color combination of red, white, and blue. Manzanares looks over his left shoulder at Lung and delivers to Cavanaugh off speed outside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike on Matt Cav. Manzanares on the season has pitched 21 innings. This is his 7th appearance. Has allowed 21 hits, has an ERA of 3.8. Lung lines one to left field. It's going to drop in front of Thompson. He advances Lung to second base. Back-to-back base hits for the Larks. Put 2 on with nobody out in the first. Lung on second. Cavanaugh on first. Divis to the box. Divis yesterday, 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. He had a deep 2-run shot to right field against the Sox. Put the Larks up 2-0. Manzanares delivers to Divis off speed, dropping ball outside on the breaking ball. 1 ball, no strikes to the DH. On deck, Jacob Wyeth in the hole, Corbin Truslow. Divis steps back into left-hander's batter's box. He'll have a good view at the North Pole, and the delivery is again outside, 2-0. Defensively for the Pirates, it's Thompson in left, Dixon in center, Carmlick in right, LaBarber, Lyle, Waitalka, and Bistrup in the infield, McCain Mason behind the plate, and Manzanares on the rubber. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch to Divis is a off-speed, again, 3 straight off-speed pitches, all missing the zone, this one above the letters. 3-0 now to the DH batting in the 3-hole. Divis leads the team in home runs, but now he'll pick up a 4-pitch walk, his 9th one of the season, and he now leads the team. Good top of the first for the Larks so far. 3 on, nobody out, off of 2 hits and a walk. Now to Jacob Wyeth. The last time he faced the Pirates, hit 2 home runs and 5 RBIs on those 2 swings. 1-0 now on the catcher from Cisco College. Outside in the left-hander's batter's box, 2-0. Wyeth on the season batting .429 with a slugging percentage of .857. He leads the team. Base is loaded, and he sends one at foul, rolling slowly to the left side. Got it off the end of his bat, pulling it. We'll go to 2-1. Warm day here in Colorado. Wind slightly moving from left field to right field. Larks have had to deal with a lot of wind in this road trip. The games will start out with a lot of wind and then go to no wind and then back to a lot of wind. Just never know what the weather's going to be like here. And Wyeth grounds one to Lyle at second base, tosses it to Waitonka for one, over to the first baseman, LeBarber, for a double play. But in the meantime, Grant Lung scores. It was a delay call from the umpire at first base. So scoring is Lung. Over to third base is Kavanaugh. Out is Divis and Wyeth. Two away, runner in scoring position at third base for Corbin Truslow. For Jacob Wyeth, that is his 10th RBI this season. He leads the team in that as well. Corbin Truslow at the dish is in second place for the team lead with 8. Called strike on Truslow. Truslow yesterday went 2 for 5 and scored a run. Swings that one over the outside part of the plate for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a runner on third in the top of the first. Larks up 1-0 against the Colorado Pirates. Manzanares will get set, and it will go from the stretch. Off speed above the letters for Truslow, 2-2. Due up for the Pirates will be Waitonka, Bistrup, and Folks in the bottom of the first. Larks have 2 singles and a walk this inning, and Truslow works his way into a full count after being down 1-2. Kavanaugh 90 feet from making a 2-run game. Look at the payoff pitch from Manzanares. It's outside on a curveball, and there's going to be runners on the corners with 2 away, and it's the second walk of the inning for the Larks. Truslow just picked up his 6th walk of the season. So now we move to Dylan Dreiling, the right fielder. In yesterday's ball game, Dylan had a good one. He went 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs. He pops one up into left center field, moving towards this Thompson and Dixon. Dixon makes the catch. The Larks get 1 in the top of the first. We move to the bottom half of the inning. Larks up 1-0. This is Carson Ackerman on the call. You're tuned in to Larks Network. Bottom of the first we go here on Larks Network. Leading off will be Jace Waitonka, the shortstop for the Pirates. And it's a swing and a miss off the hand of Ryan Reuter. This is the Larks' fourth game against the Pirates, the second one of this road trip, and the Larks have gotten the best of Waitonka in almost every at-bat. Reuter on the season has made 2 appearances. This is his third. Gets a pop-up on this one, 0-2. He's gone 4 innings, has an ERA of 0 flat as he has no earned runs. He's only allowed 3 hits, and he struck out 4 and walked half of that. He has a whip of 1.25. He's up in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. And strike 3 looking to Waitonka, who makes a face at it. He's down on strikes, 1 away. 5th strikeout of the season for Ryan Reuter, the Tiger from Fort Hays State University. Now to Logan Bistrup, the third baseman for the Pirates. That was the 17th batter Rudy has faced this season. He's only allowed 22 total balls, and allowed 39 strikes right in the zone. This one a ground down up the middle of the infield for Bistrup. 2 up, 2 down for the Pirates in the bottom of the first. Base empty, 2 away. Pirates trailing the Larks by 1. Now to Dominic Folks, the DH for Colorado. Rudy, the southpaw, will go from the stretch. Nice breaking ball. Can't bait Folks into swinging at it. 1-0. Reuter throws a strike on 64% of his pitches and starts almost 70% of the at-bats with a first pitch strike. Folks sends this one opposite field, out of play on a pop-up. No wild pitches this season for Rudy. Doing a nice job of hitting the zone and keeping the ball from getting behind Wyatt and McGuire. Off speed, a check swing. They'll check the umpire at first base and they'll say he went. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 away. Rudy gets a sign from today's catcher, Jacob Wyeth, and goes off-speed breaking ball at the knees for strike 3. 2 strikeouts for Reuter in the first, both looking. We move to the second. Larks up 1-0 on Larks Network. Leading off the second inning for the Larks will be the third baseman, Palmer Hutchison. He takes the first pitch ball, 1-0. Larks got 1 in the first off of 2 hits and 2 walks. They left 2 on base. 1-2-3 inning for the Pirates in the first. Puts us in the top of the second, 2-0 now on Hutch. Palmer yesterday went 0 for 3, a rarity for him. He's 3-0 in this count. Likely will be taking all the way. He looks at his third base coach, Frank Leo, gets a sign, and he'll dig back into the righty's box. Manzanares delivers one that Palmer has to duck out the way on. It's the third walk of the game for the Larks, and Hutchison is aboard with nobody out. Runner on first with nobody out in the top of the second. Now to the dish is Cameron Pearson. Cam did not appear. He did come in for Sean Cooper late in the game and went 0 for 1 pinch hitting. First delivery to him, he waits on, is a little late on it, and fouls it out of play, 0-1. On deck for the Larks is Leo Jeminian in the hold, top of the order Grant Lung. Manzanares looks at Hutchison, delivers, off speed, Pearson pops up and back. 0-2 for Pearson. Cameron this season batting .233 with .324, with a .324 OBP. Takes a slow swing at this one, grounds it into center field. Back-to-back innings, the Larks start out with 2 base runners. It's 2 on with nobody out. Down to the bottom of the order, Leo Jeminian. Leo yesterday went 1 for 4. He's second on the team in runs scored with 9. He has 8 hits and is batting .242 with a .409 on base percentage. Manzanares looks at Hutchison. Jeminian shows bunt and is grounded left into the Larks dugouts. 0-1 to the center fielder from France. Hutchison at second, Pearson on first, nobody out, top of the second, Larks up by 1. Manzanares goes from the stretch, Jeminian shows bunt, grounds it to the right side, Manzanares smooths off the mound, goes and gets it, tosses it to LaBarber, runners move up 90 feet, as Jeminian picks up a sacrifice bunt. 2 in scoring position with only 1 away. Top of the order, Grant Lung, after Leo Jeminian does what he was sent out there to do and advances the runners. Hutch at third, Pearson at second, Grant Lung at the dish. First delivery to him at his feet. Mason blocks it, keeps the runners where they're at, 1-0. Lung singled in the first and then came around to score off the double play from Jacob Wyeth. Waits on this one, wisely grounds it over to the right side. Lyle can't make a play on it. Hutchison scored. Pearson will be scoring standing up. A 2-run base hit for Grant Lung. He now has 2 RBIs on the day and a run scored, clearing the bases with that swing. Runner on first with 1 away, thanks to Grant Lung, who puts the Larks up 3-0. Lung just picked up his 7th RBI of the season, with Pearson touching home. The 6th was Hutchison. Palmer just scored for the 6th time this season. They're going to check over at Lung off of a pitch, and he's back in there safely. Cam just scored his 8th run of the season. Manzanares looks over his shoulder at Lung. Delivers to Matt Cavanaugh, who swings and misses. Cavanaugh singled in the first, reached third, and then was left on base after a pop-up. Mason sets up outside and high. Lung takes off. The throw is low at the catcher, and then the catcher throws to second base. Waitaka is moved off the bag, and Lung is in safely, stealing. One ball, 2 strikes on Matt Cav. That is Grant's 4th stolen base this season. He's now tied for the team lead. Cavanaugh grounds one up the middle. It's going to roll into center field, and Lung is going to be held at third base. Runners on the corners with 1 away. Cavanaugh 2 for 2 on the day. Same deal for Grant Lung. So now to Wyatt Divis, 0 for 0 on the day with a walk. Larks getting good looks at Manzanares and waiting on their pitches. Something Frank Leo, head coach in his 38th season, emphasized yesterday was the two-strike approach could be better. And the Larks looking good. That was a two-strike swing from Kavanaugh that he sends up the middle. And Pearson was also down the count with 2 strikes, and he sent a single up the middle. One away, Lung on third, Kavanaugh at first, Davis at the dish. Manzanares will go from the stretch. Davis waits on it, sends it over the right side on the line drive. It drops in fair territory. Lung scores. Kavanaugh rounds second. Davis heads into second. He'll be in there with a stand-up double, and Lung scores. It's his second run today. He has 2 RBIs as well. It's a 4-0 lead for the Larks. Lung just scored his team-leading 14th run this season. The closest guy is Dominion, who has 9. Truslow sends one to left center field. It's going to drop for a base hit. Kavanaugh heads home, and he'll be in safely, making it a 5-0 ball game. Still only 1 away in the second inning. Excuse me, that was Jacob Wyeth, not Truslow. Jacob Wyeth picks up his second RBI of the day. That is number 11 this season. Moving to third base is Davis, scoring his calf. Matt just scored his 6th run this season. Truslow at the dish now. Larks up by 5. Chase Armstrong runs for Wyeth, and he's at second base now. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Truslow. 4 straight hits for Hayes. Delivery to Truslow. He takes inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Truslow has laid off some close ones. He has a very good eye at the plate. He puts most of the balls he gets in play, and some he'll send deep and really hurt the opposition. This one gets by Mason on a breaking ball. Davis comes to score. Armstrong moves to third, and the Larks are up 6-0. Wyatt Davis just scored for his 10th time this season. Delivery to Truslow. He pops over to the left side. It gets over Waitalka's head. Drops in front of Thompson. It's a RBI single for Corbin Truslow. Scoring is Armstrong for Wyeth. A 5-run inning with just 1 out for the Larks. They're up 7-0 against the Pirates, turning their luck around from yesterday's ball game when they lost to the Sox. It's the 9th RBI of the season for Truslow. That is the run scored, number 4 on the season for Wyeth, who was ran for by Armstrong. Dylan Dreiling pops his second one up for the day. It's caught by Carmlick in right field. That's just the 2nd out, and the Larks have now batted around as we move to Palmer Hutchison. Palmer started off this inning with a walk. He later came around to score. 2 away, runner on first in the top of the 2nd. Larks up by 7. All speed to Hutch, 1-0. Manzanares delivers to Hutch, who he sends on a hard hit. Line drive to left field. It was cranked. Had it been fair, it might have gone the distance. Instead, we'll move the count to 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs. Due up for the Pirates is LaBarber, Thompson, and Lyle. Hutch sends this one to left field in fair territory. Thompson moves towards it. It's going to bounce and roll to the warning track to the fence. Truslow is going to be held up at third base, and it's a 2-out double for Palmer Hutchison, the second double this inning for Hayes. Two in scoring position now with 2 outs to Cam Parison, who singled in this inning and came around to score off the bat of Grant Lung. He pops this one a mile high into the middle of the infield. Lyon Waitaka move towards it. Waitaka will be the one who makes the catch. Larks leave 2 on, but they get 5 in the second. We move to the bottom half. Larks up 7-0.
What we do here is go back.
Bottom of the second we go. On the mound is Ryan Reuter, his second inning of work. He gets the leadoff hitter, Austin LaBarber, to foul one over to the right side, out of play, 0-1. Rudy had a 1-2-3 first inning. He's up in the count against the first baseman for the Pirates. Rudy, the southpaw, his first look at LaBarber this season. Reuter's made appearances against the Pirates where he went 1 inning, and then he went 3 innings against the Sox. 2 strikes on the cleanup hitter for the Pirates. Looks at Wyeth, gets a sign, and he'll give him a nod. And it's lined at Grant Lung, who waits on a hop, watches it grow off his glove, reacts to it, and then throws to Truslow at first base, and it'll be a leadoff single for LaBarber. Runner on first with nobody out. Back, and there's a runner on first with nobody out for the Pirates. At the dish is Manny Thompson. He pops this one into center field. It gets down. Back-to-back base runners on hits for the Pirates. Special guest today on the mic, we got Larks outfielder and all-around athlete Jace Armstrong. How are we doing today, man?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
I am great. Okay, now can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, now we're good.
Clear.
Now they can hear you.
Doing pretty good. Just enjoying some Colorado atmosphere. It's a beautiful day, honestly.
It is. Compared to some of the hot and windy days we've had here, I think we'll take this one any day.
I'll take this any day. No humidity. It's beautiful. You got a great view back here too, by the way.
Oh, it's great. Love watching Rudy do his work from back here. Off speed in the zone for a called strike against the second baseman, Lyle. So you're a late addition to the Larks roster.
Yep.
How'd that go down when they asked you to join the team?
So originally I was supposed to play summer ball in Junction City for the Brigade, and due to COVID-19, that season was canceled end of May, 1st of June, and I actually took a job coaching the Hayes High Junior Legion, the 17 and under kids, and then about 2 weeks ago, I ran into Jacob Inns, one of my teammates at Fort Hayes, and he said that the Larks were lacking a few outfielders due to COVID-19, and so I got the call from Coach Leo about 2 weeks ago that I'd be the off day guy for when Leo or Sean needs a break. So I'm here doing some courtesy running for the catcher, and until then I'll play the outfield. So it was a quick 2 weeks, but I'm happy to be here.
Indeed, we're happy to have you. It's 2-2, and it becomes 3-2 against Lyle, the second baseman. 2 on, nobody out in the bottom of the second. Larks up by 7. Got quite a lot of teammates on the team from Fort Hayes. One of the guys that you play with is on the mound right now. Ryan Reuter, what you think about the stuff the Southpaw has?
You know, after facing him in the fall and inter-squad scrimmages, you'd think he'd be pretty easy to pick up, but he's got so many pitches in his arsenal, it's kind of hard to anticipate what he's going to throw, because some ABs he'll come at you with a fastball, and then the next AB he'll come at you with a changeup, or sometimes he likes to throw in a little knuckleball every once in a while, so you never know what you're going to get. So he's a pretty crafty lefty.
1 away, bottom of the second. Now to the plate is Chase Dixon, the center fielder for the Pirates. His first look at Reuter this season, he grounds one off the plate, 0-1. Defensively for the Larks, it's Pearson, Jimini, and Dreiling. And then in the infield, it's Hutch, Cav, Lung, Truslow, Wyeth behind the dish, Ryan Reuter on the bump. 0-1. LaBarber started this inning off with a single. Thompson followed up with a single of his own. Reuter looks in at Wyeth, the catcher from LSU, delivers an off speed at the eye level, 2-0. Your first year at Fort Hayes, was it a good one for you?
It was a fast one. You know, unfortunately, the pandemic slowed down what we kind of had cooking at Fort Hayes, but the fall was great. You know, we got a lot of guys who are junior college guys who know what it takes to compete at a high level. You know, you take Patty, for instance, Jacob Inns. We had a couple other guys that transferred from junior colleges that kind of picked up the program where we lacked in some areas, and then we had great returners like Ryan that kind of know what it takes to win some games and what we needed to do to be better as a program. So unfortunately, we didn't get to see out our potential. We started off pretty good, played some really hard teams right off the bat and competed well. Like I said, unfortunately, we didn't get to see how the rest of the season played out, but I think it'll be fun to see how the next 2-3 years with Coach Goodell now being the head coach. I think we've got a lot of promising, a bright future ahead for the program.
2-2 is swung on a miss. It's the 4th strikeout of the game for Ryan Reuter. Going back to Coach Goodell, Mikey Gangwish was a Lark last summer. He played for him at the Colorado School of Mines, and he only had great things to say about him. We had him on the mic during the game. Great catcher, and he had a lot of good praise for the coach.
Yeah, you know, I talked to Mikey last year when I picked up the last few games with the Larks last summer as well. And he kind of gave me the inside scoop on what to expect with Coach Goodell, and you know, he had nothing but good things to say about him, and we're pretty lucky with the facilities we have at Fort Hayes, with the indoor facility, the coaching staff. You know, we got a great group of guys that rally around Coach Goodell's ideologies and all that sort of stuff. So guys are bought in, they love it. We work hard for Coach Goodell, and he works hard for us, so it's kind of a win-win for everybody on the team. Mikey's a great guy too, man. I wish we still had him around.
It was his 3rd year with the Larks last summer. Ended up signing to go to Australia and play some baseball there. 1-1 is the count on McCain Mason, the catcher, his first at bat. There's 2 on with 2 outs. Reuter looks over at the runner at second, goes from the stretch, and off speed, and a slow swing from Mason fouls it to the backstop, 1-2. You got a lot of teammates from Fort Hayes, but you also got some ones that you played with in high school.
Yep.
And Trey Riggs and Palmer Hutchison. What's it like to play again with those guys?
It's fun. You know, we had a good run my senior year, the 2017 season. We actually made it to state and upset some pretty good teams that year, and kind of Did something the program hadn't done in a while with all the talent that they had before my class got to their senior year. So it's fun to be around them again. You know, you pick up right where you leave off with those guys. And having Dylan Dreiling around is fun too. I never got to play with him because I graduated a little too early before his time, but it's fun to be around him and have a bunch of Hayes High guys. Just like a blast from the past. It's been great.
It's a lot of fun to watch this season. Trey Riggs has one of the biggest personalities on the team.
Yes, he does.
He's had some struggles early in the season. He's bounced back on this road series. Has a lot of heat and movement on his pitches, but right now it's Ryan Reuter on the mound, and it's a full count. His payoff pitch is popped up and out of play. 2 singles and 2 strikeouts for the Pirates here in the second after Reuter got him a 1-2-3 inning in the first. Mason at the plate. It's been a long at-bat. On deck is Karmlik for Colorado.
See what Rudy's got in his bag right here. Oh.
Payoff pitch sent to right center field shallow. Grant Lung calls off Leo Geminian, and it's off his glove. 1 scores, and there's runners on the corners with 2 outs. A tough play there for the second baseman. Leo Geminian just too far away from it.
You know, I feel like that's been the story of our lives on this road trip. A bunch of off the end of the bat or off the hand singles that we just can't quite get to, which is pretty unfortunate for guys like Rudy who've been dealing ever since he got on the bump. You know, that's unfortunate for him and frustrating. I can't imagine how that feels.
It is a very frustrating thing, especially since he had 2 outs on him and the inning just got extended on him. He'll look to bounce back against the bottom of the order, Jason Karmlik. Swung on and fouled to the backstop. It's 0-1 with 2 outs, runners on the corners. Larks lead cut to just 6. Some frustrating games this season for the Larks just on this road trip. They came into this one 6-1, and I've lost 3 straight. I gotta imagine it feels good to see your Larks doing so well here early in this game after a couple losses.
Yeah, you know, and I feel like most of our losses haven't been by much. This is a little. There we go.
So we got a pickle over on the first base side after the runner took off before Rudy went from the stretch. He picks him off after the pickle, and we'll move to the third. Larks up by 6 here on Larks Network.
No, that was smooth. No, I'll be good because I don't know when I'll be coming up to run again. Yeah, because he'll be once Divis gets up to bat, I'll probably take off. You know, I was just gonna kind of spitball, throw out some fun facts about the guys that I know so far. Okay, for sure. Oh, nice. That's great. Yeah, you know, you never know. We can ask them to get on the mic. Just pull somebody from the crowd. Bryce. Yeah, he's too busy filling in Coach Setty's shoes. I miss that guy. I wish we had Setty back. Oh, he was so funny. There was one time he got mad when he was coaching football. He got mad one time, and that was the only time I'd ever seen him. And it was like the end of practice. You know, he was just had enough, and he just lost it. I was like, oh my gosh. I played my freshman year, yeah, and then I broke my right thumb tackling somebody, and so I had to stop.
Top of the third we go here on Larks Network. It's a 7-1 lead for Hayes. At the dish now is Leo Geminian for the Larks. He's down the count 0-1. Swings and misses out on the outside pitch, 0-2.
Swung the bat pretty well this series. Just kind of had some unfortunate line drives right at people so far. Oh.
Fouled over at Grant Lung. We'll stay at 0-2 for pitch number 4. Leo on the day 0 for 0 with a sacrifice bunt in the second. This is his second plate appearance in 2 innings. Outside, he watches it 1-2.
I remember Kavanaugh saying he was on the mic last year, and good swing.
Grounded to Bistrup at third base. He throws across the diamond from the hot corner. 1 away as Leo can't beat it out.
I know one of the topics you guys talked about was who would win a hot dog eating contest in honor of Joey Chestnut breaking the world record again today. Throughout the coaches, who do you think could win?
The coach is Bryce.
Bryce. That was consensus last year, but I don't know. I feel like Coach Leo low-key could throw down some hot dogs if he wanted to.
As for the players,
I
haven't seen much. But
that's tough.
With an uneducated bet, I think I'd put my money on Truslow.
Truslow can throw down some food. He told me he's actually doing a keto diet right now,
really?
So he would just be eating the dog, no bun. But he could. I mean, he's a big guy. I've seen him eat a good amount of food before.
It's 1-2 on Grant Lung, who's 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. Second baseman sends his delivery up the middle on a line drive. Making the catch is Dixon. A well-hit ball for the Larks, something they've had a lot of this season, and just in the wrong spot at the wrong time. Going back to what you said the last inning, that's been kind of the story for the Larks. Well-hit balls, just right at defensive players.
Yep, as a hitter, you can't really be too mad. It sucks, seeing a good piece go right at somebody, but that's the game of baseball sometimes. You take it with a grain of salt. Hopefully the next time it lands in a gap.
It's 0-1 on Sean Cooper, hitting for Matt Kavanaugh. Grounded over to the right side. LaBarber will make the play. Toss to his pitcher, Manzanares, who can't make the play on it. And coming up to the dish will be Wyatt Divis. And you got to get ready to.
Yep, you'll see me on the big screen here in a few minutes if Divis can get on, and Jake. I'll be back.
All right, thanks for your time. For now, Jace, good luck out there. To out base runner for the Larks, it's Sean Cooper, who has speed on the base paths. One and 0 is the count on Divis. He has a double and a walk and a run scored today. Larks up by 6. They got 5 in the last inning off of 7 hits, and they got 1 walk, and they left 2 on base. Divis fouls this one off for a rolled strike. Delivery to Divis, the DH. He takes outside for another ball. 2 ball, 1 strikes on Wyatt Divis. It's Jacob Wyeth on deck. Truslow in the hole. Cooper takes off. It's an outside pitch. He's going to be in there in plenty of time. And it's another stolen base for the speedy outfielder. I'm going to give a big shout out to Sean Cooper. His dad made the trip from Arizona. He's here in attendance today. Got to chat with him before the game. Runner in scoring position now after the stolen base. Davis takes another one outside for ball number 3. Excuse me, 4. It was a delayed call, ball 4. And there is 2 on with 2 outs. So now we move to Jacob Wyeth. 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a double play. And he has 2 RBIs. Divis at first, Cooper at second, Wyeth at the plate. Takes one above the letters inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Two away in the top of the third. Larks up 7-1 against the Pirates. It's the only inning they haven't scored in so far, but that could change as Wyeth sends one to deep left field. Moving back is Thompson. He watches it. It's a 3-run shot for Jacob Wyeth, his 3rd home run of the season, the 3rd in this series. So clear the bases, add 3 RBIs to Jacob Wyeth's name. He's having a great road series. And he'll touch them all, driving in Divis, who had a home run yesterday, and Sean Cooper as well. He had 2 home runs against the Pirates in game number 1, both to right field. This one he sends to left field, pulling it. It went deep. Thompson only took a couple steps back and then just watched it the rest of the way. Larks are up 9 thanks to Jacob Wyeth. Scoring is Divis for the 2nd time, and scoring is Sean Cooper for the 1st time. He replaced Matt Cavanaugh pinch hitting. Cavanaugh scored once. Larks looking good here on Independence Day. Again, from Larks Network, we want to wish everybody a happy 4th of July. And it's a strike on Truslow, down 0-2. Truslow on the day 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. Also has an RBI. This one off the dirt. Mason blocks it 1-2. Swing and a miss, and he loses his bat down the right side at Coach Bryce Baumwert. It's a strikeout for Truslow, and it's out number 3. We move to the bottom of the 3rd. Larks up by 9 against the Pirates. Bottom of the 3rd we go here on Larks Network. Leading it off will be Karmlick, the right fielder, at the bottom of the order. He was up at the plate in the 2nd, and the inning was ended after a pickoff attempt successful from Ryan Reuter. He grounds his first pitch over to the left side. Pearson, the new shortstop, dives at it, and it gets past him and rolls into left field to Sean Cooper. Leadoff base hit for the Pirates. There's a runner on first. Larks fans, make sure you follow Larks on Twitter and Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. Stay up to date with all things Larks all summer long. On first base is Karmlick. While talking to the dish, 0 for 1 on the day, struck out looking to start the bottom of the 1st against Ryan Reuter. He was Ryan's first victim of the day. Reuter has 4 strikeouts now. 1-0 on the shortstop.
How about that Jake Wyeth home run?
That was impressive, but
gosh,
not shocking because
right.
We've seen a lot of good hits. It seems when a lot of guys have home runs, you know, you can kind of tell it off the bat, but with him, you can tell it off the bat, but it seems like they just keep carrying and carrying and carrying.
Oh, yeah, he gets a lot of backspin on his swing. It's a nice catch by Dylan right there.
So the freshman makes the junior just finished his sophomore year, makes the catch for out number 1, keeping Carmlick at first base. Now to Logan Bistrup, 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out to Matt Kavanaugh, who was replaced by Sean Cooper in the last inning. And now Cooper in left field, Pearson to shortstop.
There's a conspiracy theory out there that that arm sleeve that Jake has on is it's full of $100 bills, and it's courtesy of Jacob Inns. And I guess when he was at Barton, one of their guys wore that same arm sleeve and hit 3 home runs and 3 ABs. So there's a lot of juice in that arm sleeve. I might have to try it out for myself sometime, but Jake's got the honors of wearing it this weekend, and it's done good for him. He's hit, was that his second one or third one
That's
this
his
weekend?
third one this week. All 3 against the Pirates.
Wow.
2-1. Wyatt just seen the ball really well against all the teams. He's on fire this season, leads the team in RBIs and batting average and slugging percentage.
Dude's a stud.
He's a beast, and I think LSU will be glad to have him this August. This one sent hard to left center. Leo Jeminian looks up at it. It'll go over the fence. A home run for Logan Bistrup makes it a 10-3 lead for the Larks. One hit well from the third baseman. If you're just now tuning into us, we want to wish you a happy Independence Day here on Larks Network. On the mic with me, we got Larks outfielder Jace Armstrong. One away, base is empty now after the 2-run shot from Bistrup.
I'd like to say the wind carried that one out. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't think he hit it that well. Wind changed directions there for you people at home.
Much different attitude for the Larks today. Had a tough game yesterday. Seems like all the dugout is in good spirits when the Larks were up by 9 heading into this inning.
Yeah, you know, a lot of these guys have been through cold streaks before, and it's not the first time we've faced adversity as a college baseball player, and we kind of know what it takes to show up to the yard every day. And even when it's tough, you know, you still got to enjoy the game, because at the end of the day, you only get to play baseball for so long. There's no reason to be down in the dumps over a couple of games that, you know, the 3 games we lost in this series, 1 or 2 plays that go our way, I think we have a good chance of either winning that game by a lot or keeping it closer than it was. So I think team morale, you know, spirits are always good. I just think we just had a couple unfortunate events in those games that we just couldn't get on top of.
This one grounded foul after the single from Folks. It's LaBarbera at the dish, 1 for 1 with a single. You know, it's just been a few innings that have decided those games for the Larks. They've been doing well. They've gotten a lot of runs. It just seems like a few innings pitching and defensive, and then some innings batting where you just have some guys on base and some well-hit balls, but the defense just is either right there or they make a really impressive play.
Yeah, you know, I felt like we kind of got beat to death on those bleeders, like in that last inning. You just couple unfortunate, you know, we walk a guy and then a guy hits a bleeder, and then, you know, an untimely and an unprecedented error here and there, or a walk that we just couldn't get ourselves over that hump. And it's just a game of inches, you know, it always has been.
This one grounded up the middle. Pearson tosses it to Lung, over to Truslow. A 6-4-3 double play to end the third. Pirates get 2 off of a 2-run shot. We move to the 4th. Larks up by 7. You tuned in to Larks Network. Top of the fourth we go on Larks Network. Leading it off will be Dylan Dreiling, 0 for 2 in the day with a pop-up and a flyout. Larks are up by 7 here in the fourth inning. Larks fans, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit that notification bell. You'll get notified every time we go live. Help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. Dylan pops up his second one of the day, and it'll be caught by Lyle. It is a P4, and there's one away with the bases empty. Dylan, just a junior in high school, having great success against college kids. What do you think about his success at such a young age?
You know, I'm honestly really jealous of how talented Dylan is. You know, coming up, I knew he was a stud, and I never got to watch it firsthand. And being on the same team as him, he's just gifted. You know, some kids you just have it when you're born, and he's one of those kids who's been fortunate enough to be so talented at such a young age. And it motivates me to be better, you know, off the field and my work ethic, because there are kids out there like Dylan who it just comes so natural, and you know, you try to gain that edge. But you know, he's a great kid. He's fun to be around, and he loves the game just as much as everybody else. And he just a little bit more fortunate than others, and he's got a bright future ahead of him. I'm excited to see what he does at Tennessee.
Palmer Hutchison grinds out to Bistrop in the meantime, and there's two away and the base is empty. You know the kid's talented when you're committed to Tennessee before you even start high school.
Oh yeah. You know, for me, college baseball was a dream before I got to high school, you know, and for him it was a reality. So I think that's pretty cool. You don't see that very often, especially from Hayes.
Pearson lines this one into left field on a pop-up, and it's going to be off the glove of Thompson. He rounds first.
Barely. He almost fell on first base. Oh, man.
It's his second single today. A nicely hit ball. And it's a 2-out base hit. Runner on first with 2 away. We move to Leo Jeminian. 0 for 1 today with a ground out and a sacrifice bunt. That is the 10th hit of the game for Hayes. 12th hit of the game for Hayes. Larks seeing the ball well off of Manzanares, who's still in the mound for his 4th inning of work. 1-0 on the center fielder from France. Leo, a talented baseball player, has a lot of speed out there, uses on the base paths in the outfield. Pearson was about a third of the way to second base before the ball even left Manzanares' hand.
Leo is one of those guys who, you know, seems pretty natural for him too. You know, his arm is incredible. He threw out a couple guys and even scared a couple of guys away from running either to home or to third with a laser beam from center field. So he's fun to watch.
It's a 1-2 count on him with 2 away. He played for the French junior national team. I know he's got some interest from the over 18 national team. Hopefully we can see him in the World Baseball Classic playing for the French team if that interest does become something. Be cool to see him play there. 1-2 after he fouls this one off. Leo plays for Clarendon College in Texas. He's a redshirt freshman. 2-2. So he'll still be a redshirt freshman after redshirting 2 years ago due to the condensed season. He'll get his eligibility back. 2-2, runner on first with 2 outs. Pearson starts to take off, holds up. This one grounded slowly to Bistrop, who waits on it, throws across the diamond from the hot corner, and he'll get Leo out. We'll move to the 5th inning here on Larks Network. Larks held scoreless in the 4th for the first time today. They're up by 7. Bottom of the fourth we go on Larks Network. Ryan Reuter back to the bump. Leading it off is Manny Thompson, who has a single off of Reuter. He's down the count, no balls, 1 strike. 4th of July baseball here on Larks Network. You a fan, Jace?
I'm a
of
big
the holiday
fan.
baseball?
Big fan of 4th of July baseball. You know, there's nothing better. It reminds you of the Sandlot, playing baseball under the fireworks. I wish we could do that, but you know, there's nothing better than an All-American game on the most American day of the year.
It's 2 strikes now on Thompson. Reuter hitting the zone. Reuter, his 4th inning of work, he struck out 4 through the first 3, and this one is off the end of the bat for Thompson. He'll stay with 2 strikes. Larks up by 7, wind picking up, moving into left field.
It's another story of this road trip. It feels like sometimes it'd be dead silent from the wind, and then by the 3rd inning it's blowing in 20 miles an hour.
I've been keeping an eye on the flag as we get a swing and a miss and a drop strike, and it's over to Truslow, who tags the bag for out number 1. 5th strikeout of the day for Ryan Reuter, number 9 on the season. I've been watching that flag in every game, and I'll see it start out whipping, and then like the 3rd inning it's dead moving, and then by the 5th it's moving in a complete opposite direction. The wind here in Denver is crazy.
You know, it's not like that Kansas wind. You know, it's not quite that unpredictable, but it has been kind of tricky because in Kansas, you know, it just blows the same direction all day for the most part. It changes quite a bit up here, and sometimes a gust gets up there, and you never know what to expect.
0-1 becomes 1-1, and with that wind, you can't discredit Jacob Wyeth for his home runs because he hit 2 of them against the wind against the Pirates to deep right field.
Against the wind, yeah. And if there's no wind in the elevation here in Colorado, I mean, those balls are absolute moonshots.
And it's a fairly short outfield compared to what we're used to at Larks Park. It's a 1-2 count with 1 away, and it's the back-to-back strikeouts for Ryan Reuter to start off the 4th. The southpaw from Hays, Kansas is looking good here in his 4th inning of work. 2 up, 2 down for the Pirates. Now to Chase Dixon, the center fielder, who was Ryan Reuter's 4th strikeout of the game in the 2nd inning. So Ryan Reuter went to TMP, you went to Hays side. You guys ever play on same Legion team?
Nope, never on the same Legion team. Oh, tough play.
Throw from Pearson pulls Truslow off the bag, and it'll be a runner on first with 2 outs.
Never got to play with Rudy on the same team, but he was only a class above me in graduation, so we played against each other a couple times. One time in Junior Legion, and then the rest of the time I faced him was in Senior Legion. But I think maybe a total of 4 or 5 times that I got to see him at the plate, and that was kind of before he developed into the pitcher that he is today. So. And now I get to face him in inter squad, so it's kind of come full circle. It's been pretty cool.
A swing and a miss from Mason puts him down in the count 0-1. Reuter has struck out 2 and allowed a single. There's a runner on first with 2 away. Larks up by 7 in the 4th. Reuter one of 6 guys with the addition of Dylan Drowning from Hays. You got him, Zimmy from TMP, and then you, Trey, Palmer, and Dylan from Hays High. A Hays-loaded roster continuing the tradition of the hometown team.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You only get to play for the Larks every so often, you know, and I've been fortunate enough to be available for the remainder of last season when the roster got kind of thin, and then due to COVID this year, I was able to join kind of last minute. So it's been fun. You know, you grow up as a kid going to Larks games, and it's everything you would imagine as a player. So it's pretty cool to be on the other side of things.
1-2 is fouled off the face mask of White. So you did go to Larks games when you were little?
Oh yeah, I was one of those kids that I was sprinting for popsicles, getting those foul balls. That was my thing. I was all over foul balls.
Big tradition at the Larks Park.
Oh yeah.
Get a foul ball, get you some cash, and go over to the concession stand.
I know when I got into like high school and I got too cool for that sort of thing, they were giving out cheeseburgers. I wish I could have had that as a kid. That would have been even better.
But that will end the 4th inning on a pop-up to Grant Lung. Reuter holds the Pirates scoreless. We move to the 5th inning. Larks up by 7. Top of the fifth here on 4th of July. Leading it off is Grant Lung, 2 for 3 on the day with 2 singles, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBIs. You're tuned into Larks Network. This is Carson Ackerman on the call, joined by Jace Armstrong. A swing and a miss on a off-speed pitch to Lung. He's down 0-1. Lung back for his first full year with the Larks, joined the Larks late for the KCLB tournament last year. Fouls this one at the backstop. He's down 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, nobody out. Waits on an off-speed, sends it opposite field, out of play. Due up is Sean Cooper, Wyatt Divis, and Jacob Wyeth. Off speed high 1-2. It's a 6-run lead for the Larks. The run did count on the pickoff from Reuter after the pickle. Swing and a miss from Grant Lung. He's down on strikes for the first time tonight in his 4th plate appearance. 1 away, bases empty to Sean Cooper, the left fielder.
I wish my hair looked as good as Cooper's. Man, when mine gets that long, it just gets too wavy almost. It just doesn't look good. He's got some good flow, and I'm jealous of it. He's notorious for the headband. He's the headband guy on this team.
I've seen several different ones just this road series.
I think yesterday he wore a Cookie Monster one, I want to say. Something with some googly eyes on it. It was kind of cool. Him and Cam, they're the Cochise guys. They like those headbands.
We're continuing the Cochise tradition. Larks had 4 guys from Cochise College last year, and Hernan Yanez, Jimmy DeLeon, George Sutherland, and Justin Lee. Sutherland went to St. Louis this fall, and that's where Drew Bird joins us from. 3-0 on Cooper. This one drops in the zone for a called strike. 3-1, Manzanera is still in the mound after 10 earned runs. Hitters count now for the left fielder, and he sends one opposite field, swinging out on one outside, and it rolls into left field for a 1-out base hit.
That was a great swing. Slider outer half of the plate, stuck with it, took it the other way. It's beautiful.
Storm looks like it's rolling in center field. Wind now blowing another direction, slightly blowing into right field. Hopefully, as you said, between innings, that storm doesn't rule out this game. Now to the dish is Wyatt Divis, 1 for 1 of the day with a double, a run scored and 2 walks. This one above the letters, 1 ball, no strikes. Do you have a favorite memory as a Lark in your 2 years here, Jace?
You know, I didn't get to play much last year because it was the end of the season. I came in. Coop, show it off.
Coop steals second base. The throw went over the head of Waitonka. He moves into third when it rolls into center field.
You know, last year Drake unfortunately pulled his hamstring a little bit during that series down in Wichita, so I got to play a little bit down there. And then, you know, I think my best memory is probably just being in front of the home crowd, you know, family members, friends, just walking up to the plate, hearing your walk-up song, being around the guys, and having people closest to you that you care about most in the crowd is pretty cool.
Absolutely. Divis has a 4-pitch walk, his 3rd walk of the day, and you're going to go get ready to run for Wyatt.
Hopefully he gets on. I can show off the speed here.
All right, good luck, Jace. Runners on the corners with 1 away now to Jacob Wyeth, who is 2 for 3 on the day with a single, a home run, 2 runs scored, and 4 RBIs. Grounds this one left of Sean Cooper at third base into foul territory. Head coach Frank Leo makes a play on it in his 38th season and gets some love from the dugout. 0-1 to Wyeth, the catcher. Manzanares is on the rubber. He'll go from the stretch, and it's a swing and a miss from Wyeth for strike 2. 1 away, runners on the corners in the top of the 5th. Larks up by 6. On deck for the Larks is Corbin Truslow. In the hole, Dylan Dreiling. Manzanares looks over his shoulder at Divis, and Wyeth sends this one in the gap over the left side. Divis moves to second, and scoring for the second time is Sean Cooper in 2 plate appearances. Larks now lead at 11-4, and into the game running for Jacob Wyeth is Jace Armstrong, who you just heard on the mic. Divis at second, Armstrong at first, and now Jacob Wyeth has 3 hits. He's been a beast this season. Had a great year at Cisco College when it was shortened the year before that, and his full season at Cisco had another great year. 1-0 is the count on Corbin Truslow, 1 for 2 with a walk, a single, and a strikeout. Larks up 11-4 in the 5th. Truslow, a Fort Hays State Tiger, it was his first year with the Tigers after playing for Garden City last spring. Manzanares will go from the stretch, righty to lefty. Truslow grounds this one over to the first baseman, LaBarber, who makes the play. So one first baseman grounds out to the other. Armstrong moves to second. Divis moves to third. There's 2 in scoring position with 2 outs in the 5th. So now to Dylan Dreiling, 0 for 3 on the day with 3 pop-ups. This is probably a rare experience for Dreiling, as he's always racking up the hits, racking up the total bases and RBIs. So he's due for something here. It's called strike 1 on him. Had a home run against the Pirates earlier this week. He said it's a deep right field on a 2-run shot. Inside, it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs for the Larks in the 5th against the Colorado Pirates. Larks 6-4 in the season with a 3-game losing streak. They're looking to snap it here. Dillon reads this pitch well, sends it to right field. It drops in front of Carmlick. Scoring is Divis. Scoring is Armstrong. It's a 2-run base hit for Dylan Dreiling, and he's getting the momentum going now for the Larks. They're up 13-4. He clears the bases with that swing, a good one. He waited on it and then moved his hands down and in to adjust to it, and he got it to right field, driving in 2. So despite appearing in just 5 games, Dylan Dreiling has 7 RBIs. Armstrong scores for the second time running for Wyeth, so there'll be 3 runs scored for Wyeth today, as he had a home run earlier, and Divis scores for his 3rd time today. At the plate is Palmer Hutchison. He grounds one to the third baseman, Bistrup, who can't make a play on it, and they're going to get Hutchison out by half a step. And we'll say they get Armstrong or Dreiling out of the tag on third base, but didn't think the throw was necessary as there was 3 outs. So Pirates get 4 outs as they call Dreiling out, and we'll move to the bottom of the 5th. Larks up by 9 on Larks Network. Bottom of the 5th we go. Returning to the mound is Ryan Reuter for his 5th inning of work Leading off for the Pirates is Jason Karmlick, 1 for 1 today with a single. He sends his first pitch to center field. Moving back is Leo Jiminian. He moves to his left as he does it. A great read, and he makes the catch for out number 1. One pitch went out for Ryan Reuter and co. in the 5th. One away, bases empty to the top of the order. Jace Waitaka 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a flyout. Pirates have 4 runs versus the Larks 13. It's a cut and a half for Waitaka. He's down the count 0-1. Ryan Reuter settling into a groove on the mound. Started out the game really good with a 1-2-3 inning. Has had 4 come across on him. And this one's popped over the left side. Pearson moves back and to his right and makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down on 2 fly balls in the 5th for the Pirates. One shortstop pops up to the other. Now to Logan Bishop, the third baseman. A 1 for 2 on the day with a ground out and a 2-run shot. Bases empty, 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th here on 4th of July on Larks Network. Reuter goes from his left hand. It's popped a mile high. It's over to the right side. Sean Cooper calls everybody off as he's now playing at first base. And Jace Armstrong in left field. It's a quick 5th inning for the Larks. And we move to the 6th, up by 9. Top of the 6th we go on Larks Network. Leading it off for Hayes will be Cam Pearson. It's a 13-4 lead for the Larks as Storms start to move in. And it's over Pearson's head. 1-0. Pops this one up over to the right side. It's 1-1. Larks up by 9 in the 6th. Still Manzanares on the mound. Pearson reaches for one low, close to the plate. He's down the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On deck is Leo Jiminian. Pirates 1-14 on the season. They're 9.5 games back from the Cougars. Larks are only 2 games back, and Pearson picks up his 3rd single of the day. Leadoff base runner for the Larks up by 9. Coach Leo gives him a sign from 3rd base, and we'll see what Pearson will do here if he'll take off. He has speed on the base paths. He's an aggressive runner. At the plate is Leo Jiminian, who has 2 groundouts on the day and a sacrifice bunt. First delivery to him, he pops up over to the left side. Mason gets called off by Bishop, who makes the catch in front of the plate, about 10 feet down the line. And he'll keep Pearson at first base, and Jiminian will head back to the dugout for out number 1. Now to Grant Long at the top of the order. He is 2 for 4 on the day with 2 hits and a strikeout and a ground out, 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs. Wind picking up here in Colorado. Sign of the storm moving in. This one starts over the plate and moves at Grant Long's head. He ducks out the way. He's up 1-0. This is game number 5 of a 6 of a 6-game road series for the Larks. They'll be in Boulder tomorrow taking on the Collegians for the final game of the series. Larks are 1-3 on the road series, and the pitch to Long over the outside part of the plate in the corner, 2-1. One away, Pearson at first base, Long on deck. On deck, I should say, is Sean Cooper, who's playing first base now. His second time playing first base this season. It's a hitter's count now for the lefty from Sioux Falls University. Manzanares looks at Pearson, who stays on base. Long pops this one up into shallow center field. Moving under it is Waitaka from his shortstop spot. Back-to-back outs on pop-ups for the Larks. It makes it 2 away with a runner on first for Sean Cooper. Cooper has 2 plate appearances and 2 singles, and he scored both times. Two-away runner on first, and the top of the 6th, Larks up 13-4. Curveball to Cooper over the outside part of the plate for a called strike. Manzanares in his 6th inning of work has had 13 come across on him. Pirates don't have a lot of pitchers on their roster. Larks look to take advantage of this as Cooper bloops one into right field. Pearson rounds second, and Leo holds him there wisely. Cooper now 3 for 3 on the day with his dad in attendance here in Colorado. Up to the dish now is Wyatt Divis. Divis on the day 1 for 1. He has 3 walks and 3 runs. Pearson at second, Cooper at first, with Divis at the plate. Not the hitter you want if you're the Pirates. Divis, a dangerous one, got the best of the Sox yesterday with a home run. Has had 3 this season. Anyway, takes one inside. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs, 2 on in the 6th. Duo for the Pirates is Folks, LaBarber, and Thompson. He sends an off-speed pitch up the middle. Pearson will be sent home from third base. Getting to it is Dixon. The throw is going to be cut off, and the Larks have a 10-run lead. 14-4 thanks to Wyatt Divis, who picks up yet another RBI on his already great season. Divis now has his second hit of the day, 2 for 2 with 3 walks. To second base is Sean Cooper. And up to the plate now is Jacob Wyeth, the catcher. In the bullpen for the Larks is Zach Furniture. Wyeth swings at this first one, grounds into the Pirates' dugout, 0-1. 2 outs, 2 on in the top of the 6th. Larks up by double digits. They've won all 3 games previously against the Pirates this season. And Wyeth sends one right down the line, diving is Bishop. He can get to it. Cooper is sent home. Divis held at second. It's an RBI for Jacob Wyeth. And if the stat book is correct, that is number 6 of the day. So thanks to Jacob Wyeth, who's now 4 for 5 on the day with 3 runs scored and 6 RBIs. Larks are up 15-4. Scoring again is Sean Cooper. And a side here as the cheers roll in from the dugout as pitcher Trevor Munch will run at first base for Jacob Wyeth. Munch, a PO, a pitcher only, stands at first base next to Bryce Baumwert with about a foot on him. So getting his first at bat of the day will be Jace Armstrong, the new left fielder, and Truslow spot. Truslow has his day into that first base. First base now is Sean Cooper, who replaced Pearson in left field. Now it's Armstrong in left field and Pearson at shortstop. Armstrong swings and misses at his first delivery from Manzanares. He's down 0-1. 2 away, 2 on in the sixth. A 2-out rally for Hayes. Outside on Armstrong. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Tiger from Fort Hays State University. Larks up by 11 against the Pirates. Have scored in all but 1 inning. Off speed off the dirt to Mason. We'll add another ball to the pitch count. On deck is Dylan Dreiling in the hole, Palmer Hutchison for Hayes. Manzanares gets his sign, gets his grip in his glove. He'll go from the stretch, righty to righty. Outside, Mason moves quickly to get it and keeps the runners at first and second. Hitters count now for Armstrong. 3-1, 2 outs, 2 on. Three-one delivery to Armstrong. Off speed outside. It's a 5-pitch walk in his first plate appearance. Now we move to Dylan Dreiling, who picked up 2 RBIs in the last inning. He has the bases loaded with 2 outs. 6th inning, Larks up by 11. They already run-rolled the Pirates once this season. They just got to hold on a little bit longer to do so again. Manzanares delivers the same curveball they delivered to Armstrong in the last pitch. This one is over the plate to Dreiling for a called strike. Dreiling 1 for 4 on the day with 2 RBIs. Outside on an off-speed 1-1 to the right fielder committed to Tennessee. Waits on this one, takes it at the knees for a called strike on a fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases jacked in the top of the 6th. Lightning strikes in the outfield, and Dreiling swings and misses at this one. It'll be ruled a drop 3rd strike, and we will head to the bottom half of the inning. Larks up by 11 against the Colorado Pirates. Bottom of the 6th, new pitcher into the game for the Larks
is Zach Furniture. His second look at the Pirates this season. It's his third appearance. Pitched against them Tuesday. He went 2 innings in the start, allowed 6 hits, had 5 earned runs. It's 0-1 against the DH Dominic Folks. Larks up by 11 in the bottom of the 6th from Colorado. Furniture, the Blue Dragon from Hutchinson CC, delivers a strike, 0-2. Hutch pitched against, Furniture pitched against the Cougars for his first appearance of the season. That was on June 26th. He went 3 innings in the start, allowed 3 hits, just 1 earned run, and struck out 4. 1 ball, 2 strikes against the DH, who's 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a strikeout. From the righty, will go from the stretch off the sign from Wyeth. Folks into the opposite field, out of play. We'll stay at 1-2 for pitch number 5 of the AB. After 5 innings, it's a day for Ryan Reuter, who struck out quite a few, doubled his total of strikeouts for the season. Swing and a miss for Furniture, and that is his 8th strikeout of the season through 5 1/3 innings. One away, base is empty for Austin LaBarber. 1 for 2 on the day with a single, a run scored, and a double play. His first look at Zach Furniture. Wind whipping now to left field, picking up, moving chairs, and Furniture delivers one inside 1-0. Versus the Pirates last game, faced 14 batters through 35 strikes and had a first pitch strike on almost 75% of the at-bats. Rain starting to come down here in Colorado. We'll see how long we can continue this one out. Furniture delivers. It's sent to right field on a line drive. Dryling moves towards it, and it's a 1-out base hit. LaBarber now 2 for 3 on the day, picking up his second single. One away, runner on first in the bottom of the 6th. Furniture delivers one low for a ball 1 against Manny Thompson. Furniture looks at the runner on first, gets set, and he'll go from the stretch. Fastball at the knees for a called strike. Really picking up, storm coming down, inside delivery from Furniture. 3 balls, 2 strikes, it's a full count to Thompson. We get a payoff pitch with the runner on first and 1 away. It's swung on and popped back to the backstop. A long at bat for Thompson, who's 1 for 2 on the day. Gets set, delivers the payoff pitch. It's swung on and tipped into the glove of Wyeth for out number 2. 2 away in the bottom of the 6th with 1 on. Two away. And I just got hit by hail, and the umpires are going to get time as one shakes his head, and it looks like that'll be the end of the game. So it's officially going to end, or at least be delayed. Right now, it is
15-4 for the Larks. And it looks like it will be ruled a win for Hayes. They win 15-4, snap their 3-game losing streak. They moved to 7-4 on the season. We'll be back tomorrow against the Collegians. For now, Larks win by 11. I'm going to get our equipment into safe cover so we can broadcast tomorrow. But for now, have a good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Happy 4th of July.